What is going on YouTube today? I'm going to be doing a discussion video on the ban list. And today I'm not going to be talking about all the cards that I personally think will get banned or limited or semi-limited or whatever. I'm just going to be talking about the important cards that people are bandwagging on. And one of the cards that I'm going to be talking about is Masterpiece, the True Draco deck, and the diagram, Dragonic diagram. So we need to understand that the TCG and the OCG are two different things. And yes, I do understand that people are like, oh yeah, because of something got hit on the OCG, the TCG is going to hit it too. It's not going to happen that way. If anything, if anything, I'm going to be talking about a second though. Zoos are definitely going to get hit if anything. But so far about True Dracos, Masterpiece, Masterpiece is one in the OCG. In the TCG, we still got Triple Masterpiece. Masterpiece may be a strong card, but we need to understand that at the same time, it's not really a strong card because of because Masterpiece is a tribute summon card that requires two cards to tribute summon it. People need to realize that Masterpiece, you do need Masterpiece does get unaffected depending on what cards you tribute, but it's a 2 out of 3 chance of what they're tributing. You know what I'm saying? So if your opponent, if the True Draco player plays and tribute summons the Masterpiece with a monster and a spell, you can use trap cards to kill Masterpiece. And yes, it may be just a little difficult there, here and there, but that's what the side deck is for. You need to understand that if you're playing it against a True Draco player, excuse me, if you're playing it against a True Draco player, you need to be in the mind of a True Draco player. If you're playing, for example, True King Dinos, right? Where you don't play a lot of trap cards and you play consistently of monsters and spells. Obviously, that True Draco player is going to tribute for monsters and spells. So, Masterpiece may be a strong card, but at the same time, it's not. Because, remember, True Dracos are kind of like Monarchs. And that's where I'm bringing up Monarchs over here. If True Draco gets hit, I can see people incorporating Monarchs with True Dracos because of how the tribute mechanic is in both of the archetypes. And trust me, people are really smart too. So if True Dracos do get hit, there's going to be a new archetype that's going to be obliterating people. If anything, I personally believe that Masterpiece will be at 2. I don't think 1, if anything, probably at 2. But, it's... I personally believe it'll be at 2. But it's strongly going to 1 too because of how crazy this card is. Also, we're going to be talking about Diagram. People need to understand that Diagram is the most, is the worst card that's ever been, invented. And what I'm saying is that I'm not saying, how broken this card is. I'm just saying how 50-50 this card is. Diagram is literally like a coin, like a coin toss. Because if you open up a Diagram, because Diagram is a combo based card, if you open up a Diagram, for example, in Dinos, and you only open up a Diagram, and you didn't open up with Oviraptor, and you didn't open up with the babies, you didn't open up with any True Kings, and you literally open up with just Diagram and a Miscellaneousaurus and maybe a Tyranno, just a couple other cards that are useless, Diagram is useless to you. And knowing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you don't draw something good in the next turn because you have Diagram, your opponent will kill you. So Diagram is literally like a coin toss. Coin toss. My bad. I got that mixed up. But yeah, Diagram may be a strong combo based card, but it's also a dead draw card too. It's also a dead card. Diagram is a powerful card, and I personally believe that Diagram will not be touched. Diagram is a combo based card and an archetype card, and Diagram is used in a lot of random ass decks. And personally, I've never seen anybody use Diagram in Cosmos. Diagram is very powerful in Cosmos because of how you can destroy your own Cosmo cards. You can destroy your ships in your hand and then search for a True Draco card. I've never seen any Cosmo True Draco player topped ever since people have been discussing how Diagram is, how powerful Diagram is ever since it came out of Maximum Crisis. I've never seen anybody played Cosmos True Dracos. And you want to know why? It's because Dark Destroyer is at 1. Even though Dark Destroyer is at 1 and all the other Cosmo cards have never been touched, Dark Destroyer is one of the boss monster cards that you need to play. All the other Cosmo cards are kind of useless, but good at the same time. I'm just saying they're not as powerful as Dark Destroyer. The only powerful card that I see fit is just Dark Lady and the Forerunner. If you can't play Dark Destroyer, then you may as well play Forerunner in order to use Diagram's effect to combo base. And like I said, I've never seen anybody played Cosmos and Diagram, just Cosmo 2 Dracos. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's either you're gonna go pure Cosmos or True Draco Cosmos. I can see True Draco not being able to play in Cosmos, but if True Dracos do get hit, Cosmos is one of the decks that they will incorporate in, and we need to watch out for that, if anything. But I personally believe that Diagram will not be hit because of how stupid the card is. Excuse me, I'm a little... I kind of ate a lot of food before I made this video. But yeah, Diagram, if anything, Diagram will not be touched, or it could be semi-limited also. I don't see Diagram getting hit at 1 because in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh now, it's a lot of... Yu-Gi-Oh is based on like a field utility kind of game now. Like, we've just started using field spells a lot in almost like every deck. There's Cosmo Town, like I said, in Cosmos, there's Diagram and Lost World in the Dino deck, and even in Monarchs, there's like Domain, Zoodiacs. Zoodiacs don't really play a field spell, but yeah, there's a lot of random field spells. Just like how when Chicken Game was still at 3, everybody played Chicken Game. If anything, like I said, to summarize it all up, Masterpiece will get hit at 2. Like, Masterpiece will definitely get hit, but we just don't know. Diagram, I think Diagram will not be hit, but if it does get hit, it's going to be at 2. And other than that, the True Draco deck will just be fine. The True Draco deck will be fine without Diagram and Masterpiece, even if it does get hit, because it'd still be a viable card. And like I said, they could just incorporate it in Cosmos or in other decks. Moving on to Zoos. Zoodiac, Trident, Broad Bowl, Rapier, Barrage. Oh my god, those just all give me cancer. I remember playing against a Zoo player when Norden was still around, and holy crap, that deck was just retarded. Like, I personally hate Zoos. As much as I would want to build Zoos and just, spend some money into Zoos, there's no point to spend money in Zoos. Like, dude, if you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or if you really want to build a Zoo deck, don't do it. Just wait till it get hit, and then just keep it for investment. Because as of right now, Zoos will die. But in the future, Zoos may come back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying about Dragon Rulers may come back. Because of the new Link format. I personally believe that everything that's on the ban list just pretty much got nerfed because of Link format. So, even though Zoodiacs got nerfed too, Zoodiacs are still freaking retarded. If anything, Trident may go to 1 or a ban. Broad Bowl may go to 1 or a ban. Rapier, I think he's fine the way he is. Barrage is going to get hit 1 or banned. I can see Barrage being played just as 1 too, because of how you need to have utilities to play Barrage. And even if Barrage is at 1, Zoos won't even be that powerful anyways. So all I'm saying is that even though Konami would want to destroy the deck, I think it'll be fine at 1. I'm trying to think of like other reasons why Zoodiacs are just retarded and why I picked. Okay, so Ram Zoodiac Ram is one of the cards that that Diagram combos with. So as I was saying, because of Diagram, it's either Ram needs to get hit at 1 or Diagram gets hit because of how stupid Zoos are. Because even if the whole deck gets nerfed, and for example, if all the cards just go to 1 because of how crazy the TCG is and how retarded the TCG is, if all the cards just go to 1, they're going to play triple Ram, triple Diagram, and just a lot of like Dynamites and a lot of Ignis and a lot of like of the other stuff. And trust me, that's still going to be a powerful deck. So they kind of need to hit Ram too at the same time, and because of how Zoodiacs can always recycle their cards, so even if you don't use Ram, they could just Xyz onto it. And even though Broadbow and Trident will get hit for sure, even if it's at 1 or banned, they still have like Zoodiac Lyca and Zoodiac Hammer Kong and Zoodiac Tiger Motor. There's just dude, Zodiacs just need to stop at this point. We've already had this deck for like I think three ban lists now. Kind of need to stop. Zoodiac Whiptail, I personally think is going to get hit at 1 or even 2 because of this card. Like I said, it's the same thing as Ram. It recycles a lot of cards. It can be used during either player's turn, and it can banish cards too. If you use Whiptail on your Trident, and Trident is the card that kills cards, and then even if your opponent attacks into a Trident, or if your opponent is being smart and they have that Whiptail, trust me, dude, that Whiptail will just banish your monster, like your strongest monster, your ace monster, and then you're just gonna go minus really bad. Whiptail needs to go that 1 because of how stupid that card is too. And Momorat, Zoodiac Rapier. Rapier's not gonna be touched. I think he's already fine. He's already been nerfed enough. If anything, he might even go to 1. Now we're gonna talk about dinosaurs. I don't think anything in dinosaurs is gonna get touched because of how it hasn't affected the meta. It's a great deck. Trust me, dinosaurs are a strong, powerful deck, but they haven't won a YCS. I think they won a couple of regionals, and we need to understand that even though Yangzing Dinos did win worlds, but remember that was a custom ban list. That was a custom list. And like true Dracos were even at 1 at that point too. So we need to understand that even though Dinos won, it was a different ban list. So even if the TCG hits any dinosaur cards in that deck, they might hit Oviraptor and they might hit Miscellaneousaurus. Because Oviraptor is their Stratos and Miscellaneousaurus is like their Lance. And at one point Lance was at I think 1 or 2. I remember Forbidden Lance being at 1 or 2. So Dinos will still be alive. That's all I gotta say. Cosmos, like I said earlier, True Dracos can use Cosmos and they can incorporate Cosmos in the deck. So Cosmos will be okay. I think Dark Destroyer may even be at 2 if anything. I still think Dark Destroyer is just a retarded card. But at this moment in time, if they really want other decks to overcome and beat Zoos and beat True Dracos and just be the new deck, I think Dark Destroyer needs to come out. As much as I said that, as much as I bashed on Dark Destroyer and on Cosmos, Dark Destroyer should come back, and just like Construct too. El Shaddai Construct needs to come back too, because of how the Link format nerfed everything. Shaddai's ain't doing nothing. It's okay for Construct to come back. Monarchs. Oh my god, I love Monarchs, and honestly, like Monarchs, when the structure deck came out, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And I remember when I played 3 of everything, when Pantheism was at 3, Stormforce was at 3, Ether was at 3, and I won, and I was like top 8 with everything, but I never won because of how everybody just mirror matched each other, because of how strong Monarchs was, and it was just like, what the heck, If anything, Ether needs to come to 2, because Monarchs aren't really doing nothing, and Monarchs are like the new True Dracos, the old True Dracos actually, yeah, Monarchs are the old True Draco. If anything, Stormforth and Pantheism, those are the strongest cards that has ever been like reprinted. Like one of the strongest cards, like with Pot of Greed, they are up there. Stormforth doesn't target anything. Stormforth is just so freaking strong that it kills problematic monsters, and oh my god, Stormforth is just really powerful. Pantheism, it's just a retarded card. You can recycle that card so many times, and like when it was at 3, everybody knew it was going to be at 1. So Pantheism being at 1, or even at 2 for the matter of fact, I don't see Pantheism being at 2, but for a fact, Monarchs should definitely come back into the meta slowly, and that's only going to help if Ether goes to 2 or 3 again, because Ether Ether is a strong card and you could tribute summon them on your opponent's turn by banishing a Monarch spell or trap. But there's not really that many Monarch cards that can, for example, like kill other cards, because every Monarch card needs to be tribute summoned, and Ether just special summons them. So Ether is pretty much just an immediately rank 8, and it goes into those Karaz plays, and Karaz do out some stuff too, but I personally think that Ether should just come back to 2. And the last card that we're going to talk about is True King of all Calamities. True King is pretty much a walking breakthrough skill, a 3000 effect veiler. It is one of the most powerful rank 9 cards that has ever been created. And I remember watching some YouTube videos where they're saying that Calamities needs to get hit. Calamities needs to get banned, or it needs to go to 1, needs to go to 2. You guys are fucking idiots. You guys need to understand that even though Calamity does affect the meta and affect like the game, if you're playing Calamities and you declare any attribute on anything, your opponent pretty much can't play just for that turn. Excuse me again. So yeah, Calamities may stop. Oh my god, excuse me, man. But yeah, Calamities may stop your opponent for 1 turn, actually for 2 turns, because, or even 3 for the matter of fact, just depending on how many level 9 monsters you use. But Calamity, it may stop a monster, it may stop your opponent for a couple of turns. But you need to remember that Calamity is a rank 9. There's not that many decks that can go into a rank 9 except for True Kings and Dinos. I'm not sure of any other decks that use level 9 monsters, or unless you're using like a synchro deck. But why would a synchro deck run Calamity? Because if you synchro deck just want to go into a Quasar or Saphir Divine or even Chronicle Dragon. Calamities is a strong card, but trust me, Calamity is not going to get hit. It's a rank 9, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of utility to summon Calamity anyways. So people really need to like knock it off, because I understand that the ban list is coming and people really want cards to get hit, and they really want the ban list, But you need to understand that some of these cards shouldn't really get hit because of how it's affecting the meta. So yeah, all I can say is that Calamity is not going to get hit, and people really need to stop that. Calamity is a good card, but Calamity is, at the same time, like I said, it takes a lot of utilities to summon him. So I hope you guys like this discussion video. I'm sorry I haven't been doing any pack openings because I'm trying to sell some cards here. So I hope you guys like the discussion video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.